the Positivity podcast.
See what we did there?
Welcome to our brand new podcast where we bring you half an hour of happiness.
Kickstarting your week with us the right way.
Whether you join us on your commute,
Your weekly tidy up,
while you cook your favourite dinner,
or you listen to relax.
we've got you covered
So join me and Ellie every week
for a bit of positivity,
where we share hilarious and happy stories from around the globe.
as well as your own personal highlights.
Guaranteed to boost your mood and make you smile.
We bring your daily positivity to you, so look no further and make this positive podcast a part of your weekly routine.
And switch on the kettle and let's have a brew.
Welcome to our first ever episode of Positivity. How are you feeling, Andy?
Feeling good, feeling excited, quite positive about it. But
Oh, that's good.
Is that too cringy? Being
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. I didn't, putting the pun there straight away.
But I mean, it helps, it helps.
Yeah,
That's the whole
that's it.
point of the podcast.
Yeah.
So every Monday, we want to kickstart your week the right way by exposing a few of our favourite smile-worthy stories that we found in the news that week. So let's spill the tea. Do, 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 do. That's me importing my own jingle in there. I mean, we can make that a thing, can't we, Andy? So this is my first favourite story, and it's guaranteed to make you smile. So last week, M&S, also known as Mox and Sparks, landed themselves in a little bit of hot water. They were told, right, they'd ruined Christmas, which is too far for me, too far. I actually think they made it better. It's quite funny, but it is a bit, it's a bit on the fence. It's a bit too naughty.
Too naughty?
Just for M&S, yeah. So basically, they created a suggestive advert about Santa. Now, I don't know about you, but he would be like last on my attractive list. I love it when he comes round everyone's houses and delivers the presents, but I definitely wouldn't fancy him. I think Mrs. Claus has got her hands full with him. I don't know if you caught it right, but basically, they've created a yum nut.
Yes. Go on.
Do you know what a yum yum is?
I love yum yums. Like, absolutely
Do
love
you?
them. And I have seen this, so this is quite interesting.
Yeah, so it's basically like a hybrid of a yum yum and a donut. But to me, they're kind of the same thing anyway. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a longer version of a donut.
And on this yum nut, it's like a little circle. It's got Santa's, like, I nearly said Santa's sack, but like Santa's outfit.
Yeah.
And it's literally labelled, right? Who wants a bite of Santa's yum nut? Now, they may as well have put who wants a bite of Santa's nuts, and nobody wants that, do they?
No. Well, Mrs. Claus would, but...
Would you give it a try? Not biting Santa's nuts,
Santa's yum
but
nuts.
a yum nut.
Do you know what? I would try yum nut, but like, is it strawberry inside, or is it... I don't know, I guess it's red. It's a red themed... So maybe Christmassy red. It's going to be... Is yum nuts going to be... strawberry flavoured?
Well, that's the thing. Does a yum nut have a filling? Because it is circular like a donut. But is it just a yum yum in the shape of a donut? These are things we need to find out, you know?
Yeah, we need to have a look. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a little nibble of Santa's yum nuts. No, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Oh, I've got one here, Ellie. It's a little bit less cheeky than the yum nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say there's anything wrong with yum nuts, of course. Each to their own.
Yeah.
So it's about a 97-year-old woman from Wrexham.
Aww.
So she went viral because she started up a campaign to raise money for hearing dogs.
Guide dogs.
Guide dogs.
Doggos.
Guide doggos. What did I say? Hearing dogs.
Hearing dogs.
Not dogs that can't hear, but it's for those who can't hear.
That would be quite counterproductive.
That would be that wouldn't really work, would it? So she started off wanting to raise £100, just a general
like
good
Captain
start.
Tom.
Yeah, that's it. And it ended up being £1,000, and it's still climbing.
Round of applause.
Yeah, a little clap if you're clapping in the car or wherever you are. So Grace, who is hard of hearing herself, that's a lovely name, isn't it, Grace?
Aww,
a 97-year-old named Grace. Oh, lovely.
Really sweet.
So she's hard of hearing herself, obviously, and she wants everyone to get involved with the virtual Great British Dog Walk. That's a mouthful right there. They nearly had too much yum nuts in my mouth. Yeah, that was virtual Great British Dog Walk. She now plans to walk 8 miles with her dog. And the dog's called Amy.
Fair enough. 8 miles at 97.
That's a challenge, isn't it? That is a
Yeah,
challenge.
but good for her. And from one heartwarming story to another, this one is corona related, but don't switch off because it's positive news, not bad news. So a primary school in the West Midlands has been hosting a huge birthday party on the last Friday of every month to celebrate all those students who have missed out on properly having fun on their special day. Now, Andy,
Yes.
you recently had your birthday. Mine's in December. So although we weren't in strict lockdown, you know, you couldn't really socialise and do what you wanted to. And it was a big one for you. You're 25. So how did you celebrate?
Thanks for that.
Old man.
I've just had a few cocktails with some friends. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. From a distance.
As far as it went. Well, yeah. This was just prior to lockdown, like just before we went back into lockdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. It's not the same, obviously, but you know, I can kind of relate. It's nice to be able to see friends rather than not being able to see them at all. You know, virtually and things like that.
Well, yeah, 100%, and that's why I feel like with mine it's difficult because mine's December 17th, and although, you know, apparently we're going to be out of the strict lockdown by December 2nd, I am so, like,
good luck with that.
Suspectful. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or suspicious, not suspectful. It's not even a word. I'm suspectful, you know, I'm so suspectful. Of the fact that they've extended the furlough scheme until March, like that doesn't sit right with me. You know, something's going on. Somebody knows something.
We'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to wait and find out. What day is your birthday?
I think it's a Thursday, or it might be a Friday. It's the 17th.
The 17th. Ah, yeah, you might be all right. That's just before Christmas as well.
I mean, I can't still go and party with people anyway because it'll just be...
Yeah,
but
true.
This is positivity. It's not negativity.
Brighten up, Elle. Brighten up. Well, I've got an interesting one about cereal bars. A kind of clash of cereal bars, I should add, which some people may find this a little bit...
unnerving.
Yeah, a little bit unnerving, and you'll never be able to see Weetabix in the same way. So Weetabix brought potentially a smile to people's faces for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
So instead of promoting their usual morning treat, you know, where you pour milk on it and sprinkle a little dash of sugar on top, a little dash of sugar.
Honey, a little dash of sugar.
Honey, yeah, do you know what? I've never done honey, but yeah, I could give that a go. So they tweeted, bonfire night may look a little different this year, but it's a good excuse for a cozy date night with our chicken Weetabix recipe.
Oh, that's
chicken
wrong,
Weetabix.
Wrong.
I know. So basically, it's chicken and a Weetabix as you kind of, it's a weird recipe, but it's you don't pour like milk on the Weetabix and then put a chicken on top. It's like you put crumbs of Weetabix on top of a chicken.
Yeah. So I saw a photo of this, and we'll share it on all our socials. So make sure you give us a little follow and a like on Twitter, Insta, and Facebook at Andy and Ellie's Positivity podcast. So it's crazy. We're at Andy and Ellie UK for all the social handles as well. But this is literally like chicken breast. Like, you know how a Kiev is like rolled in breadcrumbs or whatever?
Yeah, delicious.
Literally a chicken breast, right? With like a Weetabix crumb. It just sounds...
Yeah. No, I don't... There's better flavours, isn't there? And Weetabix isn't even flavourable anyway. Is that word, flavourable?
I know, flavourable. Gosh.
We're making up words to galore today.
I like that though. It's nice. Putting a smile on our faces. It's the whole point. It's nice.
It's such a weird combo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you wouldn't be getting through on MasterChef with that.
No,
Greg Wallace.
Great British Bake Off may have something to say as well.
Yeah, but buttery biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit.
No handshake.
Weetabix chicken.
It's just so weird. Well, if you're listening and you've heard of a weird kind of combination, maybe your friends do something, or maybe you do something, and you think, oh, hang on, I'm the odd one out here. We want to know that. So do tweet us. Obviously, we've already said our handles and stuff, Andy and Ellie UK. If it's weird, don't be worried. We won't laugh at you as much.
As much.
But yeah, we're quite interested because wasn't there somebody you said to me the other day, something about ice cream and ice cream and not gravy, what was it?
Ketchup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Andy thought I was literally like winding him up, and I promise I wasn't. It's true. So if you've got any East Enders fanatics out there, like I used to watch it all the time, and then when Danny Dyer came back into it, I thought, oh yeah, I'll watch it again.
Have a piece of that.
Yeah, I'll have a piece of Danny Dyer. That wasn't
That's
a good
a good
accent.
impression.
Give it over. But yeah, I do have a bit of a crush on Danny Dyer. But anyway, that's such a separate convo. But yeah, so basically there were two characters on there who had fallen out, and the way they made up was they sat down to watch a film, and they had a bowl of ice cream each with red sauce on it. But I know for a fact that it wasn't raspberry or strawberry, because in the middle of the table, right?
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Was a bottle of bleeding ketchup. And apparently that's a thing. I said to my mum, I was like, ketchup on ice cream.
No way.
It's a thing, I promise you.
No way. Do you know what I think just happened? It was just the prop artist, or whatever you call them.
They were squeezing it on, Andy.
Yeah, but maybe they tried covering the ketchup and thought, oh, people aren't going to look into this. They can pretend it's strawberry sauce.
No. Listen, I'm just going to put an appeal out here right now. If you don't get in contact about anything else, right, please, will you just let me know? Is ketchup and ice cream a thing? Even if you wouldn't eat it yourself and you think it's disgusting. If you've heard of it, you know people that do it, Andy and Ellie UK, tweet us or message us on Instagram. But of course, it's also refreshing to talk about our own positive highlights, Andy.
Yes.
So, have a brew. Let's have a brew. Get your brew on. You know what I mean? Get your brew on. Let's sit down, have a cup of tea. Let's share our cup of positivity, because for me personally, I've kind of got a positive moment out of something that bad happened. So basically, you know how much I love my bright yellow 2008 Ford Ka car.
Yeah, you were like,
I love it.
Skirting around the whole ends and that.
It's my life. So, yeah, I kind of bought it off, like a dealer for £900. So it wasn't, I think got a month warranty on it or whatever. But it was my first car. The insurance was cheap. My dad got in there, got on a named driver on my insurance. And then in July this year, I had quite a bad car accident. I'm fine though. I am fine. Luckily, I just got whiplash. I haven't lost my legs or something. Thank God.
Whiplash.
Although I nearly did, because the problem is I'll get into the story, but I did have a huge dent on the driver's side door because someone went into the side of me. But it's finalised now with the insurance, so it's fine. But I was still whipping around in this quite tragic car because it's one thing having a bright yellow one, but then one with a huge dent in the side. It just wasn't good. No. So anyway, I took it for its MOT yesterday, but during the week I'd taken it to the garage and I said, look mate, because apparently you can have as many dents in the car as you want as long as it's not got sharp edges on it, or it's not corroded away or whatever. And I went right, come on man, just have a look at this car. I wanted him to feel sorry for me, put my makeup on, tried to get away with, if I look fit maybe they'll pass my car. Well, spoiler alert, they didn't. Yeah, so it didn't work. Should have gone down in my high heels and hot pants or whatever. Amazing. Come on, pass this car through. Anyway, but I took it through and I said, would it fail on the door? And they said, no, it won't fail on the door because there's no sharp edges, whatever. So took it through yesterday. I thought it's not going to fail on the door. If it fails on something else, they'll fix it, whatever. I get a call, right? Oh yeah, so basically, corrosion underneath, and it can't be fixed. And I was just like, what? He was like, yes, I doubt a welder would take it on. So then my whole world just fell in. I was like, my car, I didn't, the thing is, it's not worth it anyway, but I was actually prepared to pay up of £250 just to get it through. Yeah. But then when they said that, I was like, oh, you can imagine, my heart fell out my backside.
Well, how old is it?
So sad. 2008.
Yeah, so that's done all right, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Over 10 years. I think that's average for a car.
Yeah, but then the thing is, I was so sad. But then I thought, come on now, I've been good with my money. I've saved some stuff up. I couldn't drive around in this dented car forever, So now it's turned into a positive thing where, luckily, because I've saved up and I've been a smart gal with my money, I'm now looking at buying a little Toyota Aygo tomorrow. So that's my positivity of this week. Have you got a story to share?
Yeah, mine's not as long though.
I love the airtime haul.
Mine's just basically, so for those who may or may not know, I produce and DJ as well. I've just got one of my new tracks signed, so it means I've got another release coming out in the next few months. Yeah, so
check you.
I'm quite an impatient guy, so it's quite difficult to have to wait that long, but there you are. So,
but if people want to check you out though on Spotify and stuff, you're just Andy Jarvis, aren't you?
Yeah, just search Andy Jarvis on Spotify.
What's that off where he goes, oh, go on then? What's that off?
Go on then. I don't know. What is that on?
I feel like that's off something. Oh, go on then. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. And maybe I'll have a look. I'll have a look about what I'm on about.
Yeah, find out.
Fully made that up. But of course, we asked people to get in touch, as you can be featured on next week's show if you want to drop us a line on Twitter or Instagram at Andy and Ellie UK, of course, from Facebook too. But we asked you, right, tell us what your cup of positivity is this week. So we've got people that got in touch. So Big Sean of the famous Sheffield band, the Everly Pregnant Brothers, said that this week he's enjoyed watching Norseman on Netflix. Never heard of that, but fair dues. Getting back into his reading and watching Trump get upset with the election. Yeah, of course. I mean...
She's since now lost.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy though, because there's going to be recounts. Technically, he's not been announced president yet, as is Joe Biden, but he's president-elect, you know.
Yeah.
Another guy, Simon Morricane, he's a presenter for BBC Radio Derby, BBC Radio Sheffield, and previously Hallam FM. He painted a lovely photo for me and Andy, not a physical one, although, Simon, if you're listening, which you will be, you know, paint us an actual picture, because that, you know, that'd be a step extra, and we'd like that. We like that kind of commitment. I don't know. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
He'll let me know. So Simon and his wife went for a walk with their beautiful 7-week-old son Freddie on exactly the same walk they'd done when she was pregnant. So this is why it's so cute, because Simon said, I feel like I'm playing that game, Simon says, that it was so lovely to finally do the walk, like that route, with his son now born, after him and his wife had imagined it so much what it would be like when he came along. I just think that's so sweet.
That is cute. Do you think he's fed up now? Do you think
no.
Do you think now he's got his 7-year-old son? 7-year-old son?
7-week-old son? That he's just no, 7-week-old. No, he's gorgeous. I've seen him on Instagram. He's lovely.
Okay, so it's not just like, do you know what? I expected this walk to be slightly different now.
No, don't be mean.
I'm being negative. Okay, well, we've got a Leeds-based band called Edited People. So they got in touch and they said that their weekly highlight was seeing musical artists Ricardo and Jodie cover their tune Natural Disaster.
Oh, it's brilliant as well.
See, I haven't heard the song, but it's always nice when somebody covers your song. I think that's a nice little, you know that these people have enjoyed it. And
it's really established.
Yeah, exactly. And it just kind of says, oh, okay, this song's good enough if people have decided to cover it. I've also got Dazzy.
Oh, he's got such a brilliant surname. Cadwallander. What a fantastic surname.
That's a beautiful name. So he's from Sheffield, and he's having his brand new song Copycat take off in different countries. So it's really good, isn't it? New track.
Yeah.
Radio plays in America, France, and the UK, going global. Love it.
Big congrats to Daz, of course, his tune Copycat. And then we had DJ and producer duo Nuki said that winning their first ever remix competition put a huge smile on their face. Not only that, they're having an official remix released on a big dance music label. And you know, Andy, getting an official release, that's a big deal, that is. They've now entered another competition. They're in the final 15, so best of luck with that, guys. And if they win, they'll get signed up onto one of the biggest labels in dance music, Spinning Records. Now, again, Andy, DJ and producer yourself, you know spinning's a big deal, isn't it?
Spinning is a big deal, yeah. Spinning's massive, so yeah, big congrats there.
Big ups to them. And then we've got Morelli, an artist from Sheffield, was a bit vague with his positive moment, but all the same, it's, you know, everyone's entitled to having their privacy, so I thought it was just really sweet. So he basically said that recently he's broken out of a bad cycle, whatever that might be, and he really believes in Tupac's famous quote, and I'm sorry if I'm not doing this to the right rhyme and rhythm, I'm not Tupac, obvs. I know it seems hard sometimes, but remember one thing, through every dark night there is a bright day after that. Lovely, Morelli, thank you so much for getting in touch.
But also doesn't rhyme, by the way, so I don't think it's... No. I think it's just a normal quote he said in an interview.
That's fine then.
Well, Lewis Kelly from Manchester recently got signed to their first label. You see, we've got a bit of a theme here of a load of music fans, but that's okay.
Yeah. This is the first week, it's fine.
Yeah,
but of course, loads of musical people follow me on the old Instagram, so it's just nice to tell everyone what they're excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got Pippa Crossland said that she recently got excited on a visit to the garden centre. There we go. Love this. I love this one. Because they've got all the Christmas decorations up, festive merch.
And I couldn't agree more.
No, exactly. And I think it's nice to, a different change of scenery. Well, I mean, a garden centre, I guess, isn't, it's something. It's a different change of scenery, but to have Christmas themed, it spices up a little bit.
Oh, I love it. There's one near me. I think it's called Ferndale Garden Centre, and oh my gosh, everything was up. But my mum's one of those people that touches things, which is so bad when we're literally in a pandemic. And those Andy, don't let your mind wander because you'll upset me.
I didn't say anything.
So basically, when you have like little Santas or little snowmen and you touch them and it starts singing jingle bells.
Yeah.
Nearly said jingle balls. We've got a theme running now, but whatever. Yeah. That's a different one.
Does he turn around and get his yum nuts out?
Oh, give Andy. No. But when you squeeze it, oh, for God's sake. When you squeeze the hand of one of these things and it starts singing or whatever. So she decided to squeeze it and then it was going on for literally 5 minutes and she's just there laughing and I'm like, this is literally my mom. But on your personal positivity, so finally Manchester band Roller let us know that having a fry up this week and knowing their EP is out very soon has made a positive impact on them. And Tom Padden from the band said that buying his new Stone Island jacket has put a huge smile on his face. And of course,
what a flex.
I love that. If you want to have your cup of positivity featured on the show, then what are you waiting for? Drop us a message and give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Andy and Ellie UK. Although we're going to drop the tempo now a little bit because not everyone seems to share the same excitement when it comes to positivity. Sometimes maybe you felt a bit annoyed that someone is so overly happy, you're being the Grinch that particular day, or something that has happened which you really should be quite pleased about, you're not really. So this is kind of our version of Room 101. It's called Overbrewed. It's just overbrewed, Andy, basically, where we let it all out. Yes, we let it all out and just discuss some things that everyone else seems to get excited about, but really it just irks you. So personally for me, one thing that really rubs me up the wrong way is when people wear too much perfume. Right, just hear me out here, because obviously you might say, well, would you rather they smell rubbish or is it fine that they've just gone over the top? But it's like, I know, I don't really get on public transport anymore. Well, I will now I've not got a car. But when I was always going to school and stuff, you'd be sat on the bus and then someone would get on and it would just stink it out of whatever. And you're like, oh, I know it's a nice smell, but it's just...
Too much. Goes down your throat, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. But I just hate it. So although I know people are just trying to, make an active thing to not stink, I just think too much perfume, that really, really irks me.
Yeah, less is more. But it's different on you than it is for somebody else.
Yeah,
sniffing you kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, you could spray it 5 times and you'd be like, oh, that's not enough. But someone else would be like, oh, bloody hell. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
It depends what you're using as well, because for me, like, I'm such a big fan of, like, DK and Y, but my mom, she's got Ghost perfume, and to me that kind of smells like an older not like a nan, but like an older person.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it
it's
just
thing,
depends.
Isn't it? Different genres?
Different genres. You're bringing it all out today. Different genres of perfume.
Yeah.
What are you on about, man?
So my little thing, which has been kind of tickling me a little bit and a little bit annoying, is when I was driving the other day, I saw another car, but it was customized, but not customized to being all rah, 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 rah. Although that is annoying when people try and zoom down the street and they think we're all like all that, and I'm just like, oh,
they got a big subwoofer going.
Yeah, just like, well, calm down, no one cares. But what's worse, and weirdly it's worse, somebody had eyelashes on their headlights.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sorry if you've got them, by the way, but I just don't see it. I thought that trend kind of ended like 10 years ago, do you know what I mean?
Well, obviously not, because someone's whizzing about with eyelashes on the car. No, I totally get that. I just think sometimes, even if it's like a more #manly alteration to your car, I know we shouldn't really gender things, but you know what I mean? Like, having a big subwoofer or having things... Like, I mean, I remember looking at what was it, like a Z-Tech Corsa or something. It's like a sports version. And I couldn't, number one, the handbrake was on so hard, and because it had sports gears, oh my God, you literally had to give it everything to like push it in. So I went to like test drive it and I couldn't put it in second because it was so hard in my hand. Oh, for God's sake. It was so like it was so difficult to move. Like even my dad couldn't do it, so it wasn't just like me being a wimp. But it's just, just don't alter your car. Just leave it as it is, because some people get so excited about like it's a positive thing, make it your own. No, don't do it.
Yeah, and they just think they're Fast and Furious or something, and it's just like, well, you're going down 30 miles per hour in Milton Keynes, calm it.
Milton Keynes, that's so funny. It's ridiculous though, and I think sometimes when a car can be such a personal thing, i.e. why I got so upset about mine yesterday. But even the colour of my car was positive, a bright yellow one, and then it's just...
I mean that's positive, and then there's very positive. Do you know what I mean?
Over the top. But I tell you what though,
a bit out there.
The good thing about my now hashtag scrapped car is that if I went to Sainsbury's, like a big un, and I'm going up the escalator and it looks out like the one does in Sheffield over Archer Road, and it looks out, and I could see, my car was the only bright yellow one there. So even at night, I can see when you losers are walking around not finding your car, short-term memory and all that, and there's just so I could literally not remember anything. And well, no, because I need to remember the colour of my car. Bit of a stupid thing to say, but I could see mine immediately. But now I'm a loser because I'm like looking at hitting a black car.
Well, that's it. And did you know the two top cars which crash? I don't want to annoy you, but black and green are the two most biggest coloured cars. Because the green, obviously, if you're in hedges and stuff, you kind of you're not in hedges, but if there's hedges behind you around corners and stuff like that, less visible, basically. Visibility is why.
God.
Yeah, so.
Don't say this.
Good luck.
Basically, you're going to crash a car again. Well, I can't because my insurance.
You'll be fine. Because you're insured. Well, I mean, you can't.
Oh my gosh.
You can't predict these things.
Well, no, and it's so true, but it's like with me, obviously, being 21, having that bang in my car. Oh, yeah, that time. Literally messing around. No, I'm joking. But having that bump in my car, I should say, it's like, I was thinking, oh my gosh, my life's over, my insurance is going to be so high. But no, it's just a fact of life, innit? It happens. It happens.
Was it your fault in the end, by the way? Kind of.
What? No. No, right. Come on, because basically it was a mini roundabout and it wasn't marked properly. Like there was no line. No, Andy, shut up now because there was no linings on the thing, and then I just went straight over it and bang! She hit my car so hard and literally did like nearly a complete 360, and I was just like. My parents were on holiday in Zante.
Oh, Zante.
Yeah,
okay.
They decided to.
A bit of a party over there.
Yeah, well, they weren't flouting lockdown because they weren't in it, and they were just encouraging people, to go on holiday or whatever. Yeah. And they decided to. And then, I think my sister had gone to watch her boyfriend do a socially distanced cricket game or something. So I literally
socially distanced anyway.
Well, yeah, there you go. But I was just like, I just remember getting out of the car and just thinking, what is going on? Because she was wedged into the side of my car. So I went to open my door because I was in shock, and then I realised her car was still in it. So I'm like, get out. Telling her to move back politely, of course. Defo was polite. And then I just remember getting out of the car and just thinking, right, not only is it yellow, but now I don't know if the door blooming shuts. And I was just there. Oh my God,
You're going to have to change the door and make it look like that in-betweener's car.
Yeah, well, I got like them kind of comments anyway. Like my uncle, he's done dead well for himself, lives in a lovely big like £1 million house in Enfield and stuff, yeah. So when he saw my car when I first bought it, he was like, is that the in-betweener's car? And I was like, just leave me alone. Like, as someone of, like, extreme wealth telling you that your car's bad. I'm like, I know it is.
Well, then you help me upgrade it, mate.
Yeah, of course. To be fair, no, they do the most amazing Christmas presents. Although now I've turned 21, I don't think I, like, fit into that category anymore. Because you do, don't you? Isn't it true that, you get to a certain age and then you're not eligible for the Christmas presents anymore, or
you are, but it's just the old age presents like
yeah,
socks.
like chutneys and that. Yeah, no, of
Chutneys.
course. Yeah, chutneys. Love a chutney. But even when you turn 18, it's like, well, I mean, I've always been good with presents, not to like toot my own horn or out like that.
Yeah.
But you get to an age where you're like, right, now I need to, I'm 18 now, I need to buy my uncle and aunties and my cousins and everybody Christmas presents. You can't just get away with, I don't have a job yet. Well, you do you know what I mean?
You do now, yeah. No, I don't blame you.
Well, thanks so much for that. I always look for your approval with things. Coming towards the end of the show, though, we always want to pour some sugar in the form of a positive story. Of course, this is all tea-based. If you haven't already guessed it, positivity, spill the tea, overbrewed, pour a bit of sugar, just a bit of like extra niceness. It's a theme at the end of the show. So me and Andy have found 2 stories from across the globe. So whenever we read out our quick fires at the start, you know, stories that have hit us in the face that week, featured on our timelines that week. We always try and keep it UK-based, local, but here we're going shooting across the globe. So first off, Brazil. So I love this one, and we'll have to as well like put any visual imagery that goes with this hand in hand on our socials again at Andy and Ellie UK. So, a stray dog who was determined, of course, to land his dream job at a Hyundai car dealership. Basically, his persistence has paid off, and this dog has been given a job at a car dealership. Now I'm going to tell you how this works. So earlier this year, staff at a Hyundai branch, why can't I say Hyundai properly?
I'm not too sure. You can't say many things.
It's like, what's that? You know, people say carbon dioxide. I even said it then. I always say carbon dioxide, but I know it's dioxide. I don't know why. I only ever found that out and it stuck with me because, you know, when you do science in like year 10 and everyone messes about, and I was like, oh yeah, carbon dioxide. And everyone looked at me like, why are you speaking French? So anyway, earlier this year, staff at a Hyundai Prime branch in Brazil spotted the dog waiting outside the showroom and assumed he would eventually move on, but he didn't. And now he's become a viral sensation after photos of him sat at a desk with headphones on, so cute, we'll share it on our socials, caught the attention of many, so I'm sure he was answering many calls. And I love the fact that, you know, humans are struggling for jobs as it is, but you know, a dog can get one, and just get one, secure one.
That's pretty cool. You know, a dog, I'd give it to a dog. If I see any dog, I'd be like, yeah, you get the job straight away anyway.
Do you have any like animals?
I did, yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
Oh no!
They both got run over at the same time. No, they didn't really.
Andrew!
They just passed it. They died of old age.
Oh my gosh, can you stop? Because I actually nearly like put a pause on the podcast and was like, both your dogs got run over at the same time. I'm so sorry. You're such a wind-up. What a horrible thing to lie about.
That's it. Well, it's been 2 years. We're going to Florida for some news. You know, Florida's always weird stories.
News,
yeah, they always have weird stuff. But this isn't weird news. This is actually quite normal and cute little news. So there's been a couple who were married for 60 years, and yeah, they kind of got reunited for the first time in 215 days.
Oh, because of Corona.
Yeah, exactly. So Joseph was undergoing rehabilitation. Oh, I can't even say that word. Rehabilitation. Am I saying that right?
Well, are you joking me? Do you not know what rehab is?
I know what it is.
Winehouse sang about it. Rehabilitation.
Yeah. I know what it is, but I don't know if I'm saying the word right. Rehabilitation.
It's when you say something too much and it doesn't make sense in your head.
I've also probably never said that word enough times. So anyway, he was rehabilitating. Is that a phrase?
Yeah.
But obviously, due to COVID restrictions, they weren't able to see each other, so they had to communicate on their phone until later on they ended up reuniting.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Cute. So, congratulations. I hope you've been rehabilitated.
Well, Andy, what are you talking about? Right, so, you know, we're talking about a couple who basically couldn't see each other because of Corona. You've made it about the fact that you can't speak English. Rehabilitation.
Yeah,
he was undergoing rehab. It's all about you. You're so
Rehab,
selfish. Everything's about you. No, but that is heartwarming and it is so sweet. And we really hope, me and Andy do hope that we have brought you half an hour of happiness in the form of cute stories and nice messages. And of course, I know we keep repeating it, but it's so important. You know, we rely on interaction and we want to make you feel included. You are our audience. You can get in touch with us and tell us about your positive moments. We can uplift people together in a horrible time that we're living in right now. It doesn't have to be all about coronas all the time.
If anything, actually, I'd kind of prefer if it wasn't. You know, let's make it so it's against that. You know, so we're sidetracking that and putting that all to one side, and it's all about comedic things that have happened in our lives. Something that, you know, positive comedy.
Yeah,
that's what we'll go this podcast. Not saying that we're hilarious comedians, but we just want to enlighten you wherever you're listening to this from.
Yeah, of course. And it's so important that we all stay in touch, and which is why we want you to get in touch with us again on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at Andy and Ellie UK, or search for us on Facebook, Andy and Ellie Positivity Podcast. But Andy, thank you so much for joining me.
Joining us.
Yeah, joining us. Well, joining me. The thing is as well, we should say about me and Andy, so we actually met on Twitter. We've never actually met up in real life, have we, Mr. Andrew?
No, thank goodness.
No, so shut up, you. So, you know, we both sort of just connected on Twitter, and it's just so nice because the fact that this podcast has been born out of two people that have never actually met, which is why you should feel included listening from wherever you're listening from. So make sure you give us a follow, interact with us at Andy and Ellie UK, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.